Hello and welcome to another edition of the Get Growing Weekly Work Session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of GetOiling, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hey everyone, we're really glad you're here today.
We're also excited to have Julie and Colin from our team with us today. Hey, guys.
Hello.
How you doing, everyone?
Go ahead and head into the chat as you're coming in. Let us know where you are coming in from. Today, we are talking about offering wellness consults to grow your young living business. This is a training that we've done previously, but we have updated it to reflect some really exciting and important new feature additions to the GetOiling platform. We have resources available for this call that you can plug and play in your system. I will be showing you how to modify those today as well. And if all of that just sounds a little strange and you don't know what I'm talking about, you're still in the right place if you are a Young Living brand partner and you are looking for smarter ways to grow your business and you want to learn more about using the Premier system to helping you get it all done. You're in the right place. We at GetOiling have everything that you need, really, except the VO, right? Everything that you need to manage and grow your Young Living business and to even offer and include things that you do that complement your Young Living business. So if you are a practitioner of some kind, if you're a coach, if you sell courses, goods, services, etc., what we have is a place to house your entire brand and grow your business. And it's built by and for Young Living brand partners. So we are uniquely here for you. And we're thrilled to have you here today, as we are every Thursday at noon US Eastern Time. Welcome, everybody. Excited to see some familiar faces and new faces in the chat. Keep that coming. All right, team, we're going to pop out a video and get into these slides because, man, we got a lot to get into today. If you have been on our calls recently, then you know that we now have built-in calendar scheduling in your GetOiling system. And today we are going to talk about how you can offer wellness consults and streamline and professionalize how you do it using your GetOiling system. So today we're going to talk about how to use these wellness consults and very specifically the tools that you'll need to offer and then execute them. So what we'll talk about here today is what I like to call the quickest path to serious customers. These wellness consults, they are the quickest path to getting serious customers. What I mean by serious customers, these are the ones who don't need to be reminded to buy. They integrate Young Living into their life, right? Because the Young Living's products solve problems for them that they are aware of and that they want to fix. We're going to talk about how you can offer these wellness consults to share your Young Living business. And then we'll talk about the resources I've created for you and how to set yours up and use them in your own GetOiling account. And then, of course, as always, we will get into live help and Q&A. So if you have questions, please do go ahead and add those to the Q&A now. We are here to help. We've got the founder of our platform, the creator of the software, and of course, two of the most qualified people to answer questions about it right here on the call. So whether your questions pertain to today's topic or not, you've got help here for you. All right. Now, if you're watching this as a replay on our YouTube channel, I hope you'll come join us on a future live call. You can go to getoiling.com/weekly work session to sign up for these live sessions that we offer on Zoom every Thursday at noon US Eastern Time. If you'd like to work together on a call just like this one, go to getoiling.com/website review, and we can work on anything that pertains to your GetOiling system. We do dedicate the second half of these calls to working together live, and this is an opportunity for you to take advantage of and get your questions answered, work together, get clarity, and get some hands-on help. And if you'd like for someone to just do some of the work for you, that is also an option. Getoiling.com/concierge is where you want to go to connect with our team, ask away, and find out how you can have help to build the website that you want, set up the system that you would like running, or even just have somebody work alongside you so that you can better learn how to master the system that runs your business. All right, now head over into the chat. People, beautiful people from all over the world that I'm seeing here. How do you typically share? Pop into the chat and let me know, how do you typically introduce new people to Young Living? Are you sitting down one-on-one? Are you offering classes? What does that look like for you? We've got one-to-one. Awesome. Keep it coming there. Curious to see what that looks like for you guys. So as I mentioned earlier, I believe that there is a fast track to a serious customer, right? A serious customer that knows that product works, that continues to come back and buy it, and maybe continues to explore more product because they see the benefit, right? So that fastest path to serious customers. All right, let me see how everybody is growing here in the chat. All right, we've got classes, a one-on-one, all of the above, through Facebook, awesome social media. Awesome. Oh, and yes, adjacent to maybe other services that you offer. So if you are a yoga teacher, for instance, maybe you are introducing folks to oils through that. That's great. All right. So the fast track to getting serious customers is to not approach this as somebody who has a young living business, but somebody who's a consultant, right? So you have products that solve problems, but the products are not your business. Your business is being the connector of people to product. And the way that you connect people to product is by consulting with them. So to use a consultative approach is how we go from being a product pusher to doing our job of making the connection of lifelong customer to product, right? And it's the context that this consultative approach allows that creates those serious long-term customers, right? So this means that you have to start positioning yourself as a helpful resource, right? As someone who provides solutions or guidance for people. Now, listen, you do not need to be a licensed practitioner of any kind to do what I'm talking about here today. You can be somebody who signed up for Young Living yesterday, and you can do this, okay? What you have to think about is you putting yourself out into the world as a beacon for people who are looking for light, right? We are not putting ourselves out there as the oil lady for people looking about oils, like looking to learn more about oils, because that's not what's going to get us there. What we want to do is live the truth that our product works, broadcast that to the world, and then invite people to see how their life might change if they do some of the things that you do, right? A little bit of an influencer, but more importantly, we are not influencing people to try products. We are influencing people to consider making shifts in their life. And we're not going to broadcast what they need to do to make those shifts, because these are a one-on-one conversation situation, right? Like, you're not going to be out there making prescriptive calls about, well, I don't know, they have a particular condition and you're going to tell them on social media that they need a Young Living product for it. That is not only against compliance, it's against a lot of other rules too, right? So you need to be somebody who is positive, who is thriving, who is vibrant, or who is actively living into that journey for yourself. That makes you a beacon for others. It makes them interested in finding out what it is that you're doing, because there's something different about you. And something's really working for you, and they just kind of want to know what it is, right? So you are taking a consultative approach. You're putting yourself out there as somebody who is there to serve and inspire, right? And when the time is right, you will offer help to the right person who is ready, right? And listen, I've done very recently a lot of training on this, right? So look for the Brand Partner Pipeline playlist on our channel. This is recent. And honestly, even if you're watching this a long time in the future, this is the stuff that stays true about growing and sharing Young Living from 20 years ago to 20 years from now, what I'm talking about here in these videos. Okay, so if you haven't watched this 4-part series, the training is in the first half hour of each. So this would be a collective, 2 hours, less than most movies. You can sit down and get through those if you haven't done so already. If you are in a place where you are unsure of how you might get started positioning yourself as a consultant, right? Or as someone who can help someone, solve problems, you'll get the full context here. And I get into all of the details. You'll find this playlist on our YouTube channel, Donna, but if you go to the Success Academy and GetOiling and you type in Brand Partner Pipeline, it will also pop up all of these YouTube results as well. So you can search on our YouTube channel, or you can search via the Success Academy, and you'll find these. All right. So what we're doing here is we're offering help, right? So in context here, if you guys are familiar with those trainings, essentially what we're doing, we're putting ourselves out there in a positive way. We are a beacon for others, and we are showing up diligently, looking to connect and listen to the people that we are connected to. There will come a point in your conversation where it is clear that that person is someone that you feel that you could help. So you offer it. And when you offer that help, what you're actually doing is not saying, hey, here's a link to a product I think you should use. You're offering an opportunity for you guys to sit down and discuss their needs and their goals, right? So remember, this consultative approach is we're having conversations, right? We are listening for opportunities to serve. And again, definitely watch those trainings I just mentioned. We're asking, hey, if I could show you a way to reach that goal, to solve that problem, would you be interested in learning more? And when they say yes, we aren't sharing links. We aren't copying and pasting anything. We are saying, let's sit down and talk about this. Let's set aside 45 minutes or an hour or whatever that looks like, and let's talk about this. We are offering an opportunity to sit down and discuss, which translates to time on your calendar, right? A wellness consult, a scheduled on your calendar wellness consult. So before you sit down with them for this wellness consult, you need to get some details about their situation. This is especially important for you if you are maybe somebody who doesn't feel super confident about product knowledge or connecting products to, as solutions to problems that people face. So all the more reason you need to schedule time with this person. And then you need to be able to prepare for that meeting with them. So we need to gather some information about them before we move forward. And that information is going to help us to come prepared with maybe supporting information that we want to share. And of course, product recommendations, right? So of course, if somebody says, yes, I'd be interested in hearing how I might be able to solve this problem I just told you that I have, they're obviously going to sit down interested in not only what you know or what you have access to, but also, well, what are they going to use? What are they going to do with it, right? So this gives you the opportunity to come prepared. So why not accomplish both of these things at the same time? Why not ask the questions of them that you want to ask and go ahead and get their commitment to a date and time in the future at the same time, on the same page on your website? So what I've put together for you is a means to do just that. You've got resources today. This is a wellness consult funnel, right? It's a funnel that you can use on your GetOiling website. And what it consists of is first a page that has an intake form on it that offers the opportunity to book a time on your calendar. It also has a booking event, so you've got one to start with. Of course, I'll be showing you how to modify all of these today on our call. This also has a confirmation page and a confirmation campaign. All right, so this is what the resource bundle will look like when you grab it. I did send it out in the email earlier today. If you guys need it, I believe our team is able to pop this into the chat. Just ask if you need it. So let's go see this in action and start talking about what it looks like to set yours up. So first things first, you're going to want to claim your resource bundle. You're just going to check the box right here, and you're going to claim your bundle. Now, I've already done this in this account, so I can go ahead and move out of this. And let's take a look. So this is not super fancy at this point, but there is a little bit here that we can do. Let me refresh this real quick. All right, so here is the page. And essentially what we're doing, and you can change this and make it your own, we're going to pop down here to get started. So basically what I've done here is I'm talking about creating your game plan to get on track to meet your goals in 90 days. Join me on a 45-minute call to uncover what's been standing in the way of your progress and get a plan in place to lose stubborn weight, start sleeping like a baby, and feeling your best. You obviously can change this to your heart's content based on how you like to communicate your value and what you like to focus on. This is probably going to be something that is reflective of your own experience, maybe your own testimony and product story. This button is going to jump us down to the form where they can get started, but I did go ahead and include a nice little testimonial section here. This would be a great place to include maybe a testimonial from someone who has had a consult with you, or this could be your own story about maybe a change that has taken place with you, or maybe again, you could go and solicit a consult from someone that you, or a consult, sorry, you can solicit a testimonial from someone that you have worked with previously. So this is our form. We're telling them that they're going to fill out the form to, and then select a time to book their call. And then when they're done, they're going to receive a confirmation and a reminder along with a calendar invitation, right? We're just setting expectations. This is what's going to happen after you do this thing that I tell you to do. So here we're going to fill this out. I'm going to actually show you how this works. All right, so we're asking a few questions here. We've got, what's the one thing you most want to improve in your wellness? I'm just going to enter test for all of these. How long have you struggled with this thing that you want to improve? How has not figuring this out impacted your life overall? Then we're describing activity level. So it's everywhere between I get at least 30 minutes of exercise up to I don't exercise regularly. So we can go through and just check these off. We're asking questions about how they characterize their diet, activity level, whether they are avid label readers, how important is it to you to improve your wellness, and are you willing to make changes and stick with it for 90 days? And then, of course, an opportunity for them to get started with telling us anything else that they would like to know. Now, I haven't actually modified this booking in this account yet, so it's not going to give me a way to set this up. So I guess I'm not going to be able to show you exactly what happens just yet. But once you have your booking event set up in your system, they'll also have the ability to select a date and time here and to schedule their session. And I've included a little place down here on the bottom for you to like have some little bio information. So this is what your person is going to interact with first. After they've successfully filled out the form on this page, they're going to be sent to a simple confirmation page here that says that they need to be on the lookout for an email and calendar invite from your email address. And then, of course, telling them to add you to their address book. And if they don't see anything from you within the next half hour, to get in touch. And this is just a contact box that pops up. The campaign message that I've sent out, you can keep this or you can change it. But what I've essentially done here is followed a formula that I would encourage you to follow as well. So what I'm saying here is, hi, putting their name in. I hope you understand the huge leap you just took on your journey. I'm so excited for you. It's one thing to think you want change, and it's even better when you can say it out loud. But when you share accountability and a plan to create the change you want, that is the magic that gets things done. Be on the lookout for a confirmation email and a calendar invite for our upcoming call. It should be in your inbox by now. On the day of our call, I highly recommend clearing your schedule for at least 20 minutes before and after our call so you can create space to be fully present. We'll meet on Zoom and I'll pop a quick reminder over to you an hour before we start. If you have questions ahead of our time together, feel free to hit reply and let me know. I'm so looking forward to sharing space with you and creating a plan to reach your goals. Talk soon. And of course, if you have a signature set up in your system, it'll automatically insert that for you here. All right, so this is just a single message. This is a campaign that goes out after they opt in and pick their time. And the system will automatically send reminders on your behalf. And I'll be showing you actually right here, we can go in and set up our wellness consult. This is something that you received in your resource bundle. You've got a calendar booking, you've got the landing page, the confirmation page, and the campaign all included in that bundle. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this is set up appropriately. We've got the name of the event, the duration. We're meeting using Zoom. We're going to auto create a meeting for each booking. It'll be a unique link. We're going to use the correct calendar here. All right. I am not going to show phone. Of course, this is something that's just going to be embedded on that page anyway. We don't have to worry about this because we're using a page, but importantly, we need to get into our scheduling settings. So we're going to allow bookings up to, I'm going to say maybe, we'll just say maybe 3 weeks into the future. So I will put 21 here. And minimum notice, I actually want a 12-hour minimum notice, because from the answers to the questions that they provide, I need whatever amount of time that I need. Now, if you're a product expert or you're a practitioner and you feel really good about just being on the fly, you can decrease the amount of notice that you require here. I would encourage you, if you don't feel super confident in doing this yet, that you do give yourself a little bit of time to go in and do a little bit of research on product, consult your upline team, Facebook groups, whatever that you're connected to prepare yourself for the call. You want to give yourself a buffer before and after. Make sure that you are able to review the notes that you've put together before the call and add notes after. Again, if you're newer to this, give yourself a little bit more of a buffer. You could certainly shrink this down as you move along. Meeting changes. This is a new feature that Greg will share with us here in just a bit. This is a great opportunity for you to maybe not allow people to infinitely reschedule calls with you. So maybe in this case, people are allowed to reschedule 24 hours before the meeting, but no less than that, right? If 24 hours ahead of the meeting, they realize that they can't actually meet, something came up, etc. And you also have, smaller amounts of time here as well. You can have them maybe do that 4 hours, 8 hours, an hour, or even less, right? Up to you. Check against other calendars that you might be using that impact your availability. And we can, I believe, go ahead and save that booking type. Maybe if I go back here and reload this page, let's actually get over here into this wellness consult landing page from our bundle. We'll talk about a couple of things here, but most importantly, let's get into settings. Under leads, fields and booking form, we want to use our wellness consult. That's maybe why that wasn't showing up. If I save that, let's actually go and take a preview here. You should be able to see, there we go. There is availability here based on a schedule that I uploaded previously, right? So this gives them the opportunity again to answer these questions and to schedule themselves with you. Now let's take a couple of minutes and look at ways that you can modify this page to your liking. So this is a background image that's attached to the entire background of the page. I kept it fairly neutral. If you would like to change this, my recommendation would be if you go to add a design from Canva, look up blog banner, and then open Canva. Okay. Canva is not wanting to show me the cookie policy to allow it. Here we go. All right, we're good to go. So yeah, you're going to use blog banner in this case. And then just make sure that whatever you're using as a sort of background image here, that you're being mindful of sort of how the page is set up. So I actually searched under elements, I searched for desktop. You could certainly choose something different. I'm going under photos. See, this is actually the one that I used. I just flipped it horizontally. So this is actually what I did. And then I set it as the image background, right? So that's how I created that image. You, of course, can choose whatever you like. You could keep it simple. Here's a nice one. We can set this as the background. This could certainly be used here as well. Let me see, that might be a premium image, in which case Canva started doing this thing. Let me show you a quick workaround. Sometimes if you just want to have one image, sometimes what you want to do is just add another element, and you're going to have it just behind the, here we go, layer, send to back. For premium images in Canva, they don't want to allow you to just download something just to use as an image. So just put something in the background and then you should be good to go. Yeah, see, it's allowing me to do it now. All right, so once that is uploaded to the image gallery, you can change the background image here. And I've actually used that same background in the confirmation page, which we can see right here, right? So if you do change the one here, then just make sure to maybe also change that on the confirmation page as well. All right, so for whatever reason, Canva is just not wanting to cooperate here today, but that is how that works. You can change that image out if you like. You can make it a color. It's up to you. You can, of course, change any of this. I will show you really quickly. Also, I've used the jump to feature with the button here. So if we click here, it jumps down to this. So the way that I did that was this section here where you see form. This section here, if we go to section settings, I have named it book. And so after naming this book, I can go up here to this button that's going to jump to that section and have hashtag book. And that's going to jump to that section. All right, so that is how that's set up. You can, of course, also change the color of this. That's certainly something that you can do as well. These are each sections that you can modify to your liking, depending on how you have your font set up. These may look slightly different. You may want to adjust the copy that you use so that they look more or less the same. By the way, this resource is mobile responsive fully. So these are still all mobilely visible, right? That all works here still that way, regardless of whether or not you're on a tablet, a desktop, or a phone. Here we have, oh, and this also, this was actually a, let me find this. This is actually a section. Here we go. This is 3-column checkboxes section template is what I used here. So if you find yourself wanting to recreate this, that is the section template that I used. This testimonial section here, this is an image that is cropped, like a circular crop. The way that I did that in Canva, really simply, was to create a logo square image. Actually, here it is right here. So I created a square image logo, and you can see that I've got an element here. It's called a frame. It's this one. So if I just delete this one here, I can add this frame in here, and then just make sure that the photo of the person that you are showing or sharing here is uploaded into your uploads in Canva. What I've done is I've looked for a woman smiling, and of course you can just drag a photo right over, double click it if you would like to align it differently. When you go to download, you're going to download with a transparent background. And then, of course, you are able to swap this out for one that reflects your client or your team member, or potentially even you. This section here is really just a call to action where we're reiterating what's going to happen after they fill this out. And then, of course, we've got our about section, which is going to be, I think, particularly helpful for maybe folks who are wavering on whether or not they might want to sign up for a wellness consult. This is a great place for you to really drive home the point that you are someone that's able to help them, right? And of course, you can change this to a photo of you. And I did mention down here as well, I kind of give you a little bit of a prompt, right? And some best practices. So definitely make sure to read what's included on this page. This is not designed for you to just start using right away, but it is a solid framework from which you can get started. All right, so we've covered our page here. Once you have this set up the way that you want, then what we're going to do, actually change this to the other wellness consult one that we created here. We're going to save our changes, and you can hit view here. And then this is the link that you would actually be sharing, right? So when you go to connect with someone, that you're offering that help to, they say, yes, I'd love to hear more. You're going to give them this link, right? And then they're going to go say, yes, let's do this. They're going to fill this out. They're going to select the date and time to meet with you, and they're going to schedule the session. Now, if you would like, again, you can modify this page. It's pretty straightforward. That's their confirmation page. They go after they press this button. You will, of course, need to make sure that you've got your booking type that's included in that bundle updated. And then finally, and this is actually something that's set up here under settings, after a lead registers, we are sending them this wellness consult confirmation campaign. And that's this one here with this one message. Right? So we don't have to send them anything here. We just want to let them know, here are the other things that are happening. Here is what you can expect next. Maybe there's additional information you want to share. Just be really mindful that you don't start pushing Young Living stuff onto this person, right? Give them the opportunity to sit down in full presence with you, to be heard, to feel heard. And then, of course, on that call, in that consult is where you make your recommendations, right? So again, use what's in here in this message as a template. Where that is connected, in case you wanted to make something different, that's going to be right here under what to do after a lead registers. Please do include a tag here. I'm putting discovery call lead, or you could say wellness consult lead. It's totally up to you. And then, of course, here's that confirmation page that's connected here. All right, I think that one is good to go. Let's see if we got any questions here that we can get into. Is there a notification that happens when someone books a call? You do get an email. You should also be getting calendar notifications, just depending on how you have your calendar notifications set up on your respective devices. But you should absolutely be getting an email from GetOiling, as well as an email, and if not, even also calendar notification directly from, like, say, Google Calendar, or your whatever your calendar is that you use. All right, let's see. We've got that one. Cornelia says, I have a question about the create a booking for each appointment or the other option. Not clear on that. Yeah, so let's take a look at our calendar booking option here. So when someone is meeting with you and they're going to meet on Zoom, you have a couple of different options here. This use a new meeting for each booking. It's going to create a unique Zoom meeting and a unique Zoom meeting link for that specific instance, right? So if I followed this booking type that's embedded on a page on your website and I book for tomorrow at 2 p.m., then there is going to be a Zoom meeting that is created for tomorrow at 2 p.m. Now, there are benefits to doing that. It keeps things very clean. Nobody gets the same link, right? I'd like to use, personally, I like to reuse links, right? So I've got client call links, I've got lead call links, and it makes my life a little bit easier. So what I do is I actually use a recurring link, right? So you can actually have a recurring link. So here's one. And these are down here under Zoom meetings. If we go take a look at that real quick. I actually have a recurring link, a recurring meeting called Wellness Consult. And so basically what this means is if I use Wellness Consult, every single person that books with me, whether they book tomorrow at 2 p.m. or Monday at 4, they're going to be receiving this link, all of them, right? If I'm choosing to use a new meeting for each booking, nobody will ever get the same link as another person, right? I like the ease of use of being able to save my start meeting link so that I can jump right out of whatever it is that I'm doing and get right into a call, right? If that's not you, then by all means, this is, going to be preferable, I think, for a lot of folks. You just have to go and make sure you're logged into GetOiling and go identify the meeting. This saves a step for me, because there could be days when I am on calls all day. And so this makes my life easier, right? But this is going to be, technically a cleaner option. Let me know, Cornelia, if that makes sense. Let's see, is it possible to disable the calendar but reach out to them with potential times? I'm always afraid I'll miss a booking because my schedule can be so crazy and can change very fast. Yeah, so Donna, in a case like yours, what I would do, and let's go back over to, all right, so what I would do in this instance, let's go find that page. Wellness consult landing page. I believe this is it. I have so many copies of these. All right. So Donna, if your schedule is crazy and you don't feel great about just giving them a link, what you're going to want to do is on this page, still use this same page. You're going to want to modify the copy that's on here. So like right here, where it says select a time for your game plan call, right? You're going to say fill out the form below. When you're done, you'll receive an email from me to coordinate a time to meet, right? So just change what's here. And then in the settings, you're going to go under leads, fields and booking on lead capture form, and uncheck this. Do not show the calendar. Okay. Then the final thing that I would do is edit the campaign that's here to ask them to respond with 1 or 2 times during the week that that they think would work best for them. And then you can work that process out manually, right? So modify the copy on the page so that their expectation is they're going to fill this out, and then you're going to reach out to coordinate, right? Remove the calendar here so that that is no longer an option, and then change what's in this message inside of this campaign. So just go to edit right here, edit that so that you can use that campaign to coordinate with them, right? And of course, you're going to want to change, the language that's in there, and you're going to want to change what's on here as well, because we have told them to expect, calendar, calendar invite, right? So just make sure that you're modifying their expectation or the delivery of what they should be expecting in your copy, and then just remove the calendar. Can I connect my existing Zoom link to my website? Yes. If you are using if there's a Zoom link that you have been using historically, all you have to do here is go to custom location and then type the URL of that Zoom meeting link for the attendee that you can pop in right there. So if it's something that you've been using previously, we actually do this ourselves because on our Thursday calls, folks will book to be on these webinars. And obviously we are not generating a webinar link here. That would just be a third-party address, right? So you could do that as well. Okay, Ilka, Canva is complicated. There are lots of free sources of images for sure. We actually have a cheat sheet that we went through previously that has a list of some of those resources. Let me see. Was it Tech Tips? Did this a while back, and there's a cheat sheet in there that would be probably really helpful for you to check out. Yep, here we go. I believe this is it. Bear with me just a moment and I will make sure that this is the case. Yes, here it is. All right, so keyboard shortcuts, recommendations for different things, tools we recommend. Here we go, stock photography, here, and here, right? So there's pixels, there's What else? There's Unsplash. Yeah, so there are lots of different resources like that. So this tech tips cheat sheet, I'll just pop this into the chat for you guys. But that is, if you look up tech tips, in the Success Academy, that can take you to this. Let me see. What I'm showing you here now, the Wellness Consult call booking funnel, it is free with your GetOiling membership. Yes, if you have GetOiling, you can click that resource bundle that's been shared previously in the chat by the team, and you can import all those resources that I just walked through into your account, follow the steps that I've just shared with you today to modify them, and there is no additional charge for you. And the free Canva, it does still exist, right? Free Canva is still a thing. Free Canva is always an option as well. Okay, Donna Marie, yes, we can reiterate in the page builder about using those hashtags. So this section I named book because I'm using a feature in the page called a jump to link, right? That means when they click this link, this button, it is going to jump them down the page to this section. So that means that I need to name this section, and then I need to link to that section in this button. The way that we do that is we go to the section settings of where we want to jump to, we give it a name. So here's our section jump to name. I've chosen the word book. Now back up here, this is where we're going to jump from. We're going to go into the link. And just like you could put hashtag contact and pop up a contact form, or hashtag lead and pop up a lead form, I'm going to put hashtag book so that we pop down to the book section, right? You could name that section sell, and you just got to make sure that this says sell, right? This is going to jump them to that part of the page. So we're giving it a name, and then we're jumping to that part of the page using the hashtag in the button. Okay, let's see. Kim says, I moved to a new community 8 months ago, have been off grid until Wi-Fi was installed 2 weeks ago. Because of this, communications with others has been minimal. I like this resource. However, because of my lack of communication, do I start sending this out to others without saying anything about my absence? No. Kim, this is a one-on-one endeavor. I would never, ever, ever just broadcast this page to anyone. No. People are not going to take this seriously if it's not delivered to them seriously. So my recommendation would be to make a list, right? And a list of people that you want to connect with, and it might be a large one because it's been 8 months, right? Make a list and just start reaching out and connecting with those people, a handful of them a day, every day. If you go back and you watch those trainings that I mentioned earlier in the call about the brand partner pipeline, I give some very specific guidance on how to do this, and basically how to start kindling or rekindling those connections, moving you in the direction of being able to offer a wellness consult like this. So you really need to position this wellness consult at the right time in the conversation, right? So this isn't just, I made a thing, everybody come look at it, right? That's not going to get people to come look at it, right? Maybe the people who are rooting for you, who don't have anything to do right now, they might go look, but that's not what we're going for. We want this to be something that we pull out of our pocket when it's time to. All right, let's see. Canva integration hasn't worked. Hiding an element behind the photo should fix it. Yeah. So this is the thing that Canva started doing fairly recently. If number one, when you use Canva with GetOiling, please make sure before you start trying to use it that you're logged in. Now I have Canva Pro, it's like $112 a year. It's worth every penny, but even there, they've started gatekeeping premium photos if you want to just use them like with nothing else on them. So it's not just an integration into GetOiling thing, it's a Canva thing, period. So if I go here and I want to create a blog banner, just like I did from inside of GetOiling, here, create designs. I don't even know how to use Canva that well. So I'm going to go type in blog banner because that's the preset. There we go. It's the one I want to use. Now, if I were to go and grab that image that I used and showed you guys, it's going to give me an error message, right? So let me set as image background, download, download. Here we go. It's going to say there's only one image or graphic on your design. Premium images can't be exported on their own. Add more elements, then try again. All right, fair. I'm going to add elements, but you're not going to be able to tell that I did. So I'm just going to create like, okay, here's a thing. Now it's not, I don't want it to sit on top of my image that I, because I just want to use this image, right? So I'm going to layer this, send it backwards so nobody knows it's there, and then set this image. Oops, here we go. JK, hold on. All right, here we go. I'm just going to stretch this manually instead of attaching it to the background. So now I'm going to stretch it. It's going to be how I want it to be. And now I can export this just fine. Right? So Canva is doing this. Right? See, now it's fine. You can't even tell that there's something behind it. Right? So yeah, if that's happening for you and you're having issues with using a single image when you're using the GetOiling Canva integration, it could be that this is what's happening. It's not actually a GetOiling thing. It's Canva basically trying to gatekeep their premium images. So just hide something in the image and it'll be fine. All right, let's see what else. What was the response to, can you disable the calendar? Yeah, so yes, disable the calendar. Disconnect it from the page if you prefer not to use it. If you do that, just make sure that you're modifying the copy on the page itself, because a lot of the copy that's on that page is talking about pick the time, right? So you can't say that if you're not offering them the time. In the confirmation campaign email that goes out, it says you've received a calendar invitation. Well, nope, they haven't. You need to change that. And then on the confirmation page, it says as well, I've sent you a calendar confirmation. They did not. So they did not receive that from you. So you need to change that as well. So just make sure that you're going through, double checking all of the language on the front facing stuff. So that's the campaign, both of the pages. So that they aren't receiving any kind of conflicting expectations. And then you want to replace that with what their expectations should be. So in this case, I will reach out to you, check your email for a message from me. We will coordinate from there when we will meet, right? And then you just remove the calendar from the page. You do not have to have that directly integrated. And then you can actually go in and you can still use the calendar yourself, right? You can go in and do that. Just do that after you've gone, done your back and forth with them. All right, let's see. I email my downline once a week. So this is not appropriate to let them know they can now book time with me. They know that I'm a health coach and I communicate as so on a regular basis. So Donna, I will be doing a separate training that is specifically dedicated to a wellness consult series for your existing customers. Now, for your existing customers that you want to offer this to, this is a good starting point to sort of kick off a 90-day care call journey where you're going to be connecting your customers with a with their hero product. And this is something I talk about in the brand partner pipeline, specifically how you can sort of triage your connections, your relationships with customers to move them in the direction of having really been given the best chance to become the most locked into using Young Living products. So first things first, before I send something like this out to your downline, I would make sure that you've watched all of the brand partner pipeline series so that you understand the sort of nuance between this, which you offer to leads, and what you would be offering to customers, because it is slightly different. It is slightly different. You need to basically go in with the mindset that you are starting an existing customer over like they're new. And we get into a lot of that in those videos. So I highly recommend that you check that out just for context. Okay, let's see. Yes, absolutely. Do make sure getoiling.com/weekly work session that you're on that list. And we do tend to send out what the training of the week will be that Monday. Next week, let me see if I have this pulled up here. We've been doing a lot with the the calendar feature, the booking feature, obviously, which we are so excited about and can tell you guys are too. Trello is taking a while to load for me. Bear with me just a moment. All right. Oh, actually, no, that's next week. I have care call system for customers down for next week. So we will be covering this next week, Donna. Good timing. All right, let me see what else. If you have questions and they haven't been answered in the chat, do please make sure that you head over to the Q&A and add those there. If you would like to talk through anything together, no one had signed up for a dedicated live review today, but we do still have space for the next few minutes while we're still together here. If you would like to chat, we can make that time. All right, let me see. What's going on with my computer here? Okay, here we go. All right, Cornelia, good. We're getting it. Linda, yes, I put just a period, right? Like you're putting text and just put like a dot in the main color and it allows it. Yeah, you just got to add an extra element. All right. Yeah, Shelly, absolutely. Here, let me pop you out. And then Sean, I see you. I will bring you out in just a moment as well. Hey, Shelly, how can we help?
Okay. Well, I keep looking at my website. I keep trying to do different things and I'm still learning how to do all the things. But I guess I'm just curious if I can change the way my website looks. Like if you log into my website, it's got my story, which I think needs to be shorter, but maybe you can tell me if that's the case. And then it goes right into just the, everything is just the pre-built one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I need to change things up or if it's good the way it is.
This is great. This is absolutely great the way it is. No, this is a phenomenal starting point. Your story is not too long.
Okay.
What we are talking about on this page is ultimately about product. So it's fine that what we're talking about here is Young Living, because that's ultimately, if they keep scrolling, that's what they're learning about. So this is contextual, how this is being used. You've got context. No, this is good. It was a really, really good starting point. And I absolutely love that you have this great big red button taking them over to get started with the reset. That's a really good use of that. And the fact that you made that a button is excellent. Like it's going to help more people move their eyes over to it, get curious, and then come over here.
Okay. So I'll just work on the other training, like the lead magnets and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's an example of a perfectly awesome starting point. And then you can just start adding on the things that make sense for your business as you're able to.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure thing. All right, Sean, hello. How can we help?
Hello. I want to use I know this is like not on the subject, but I want to use the countdown. And every time I'm fiddling around with it, it's not doing what I needed to do.
Okay.
So I don't know if this would be a different phone call, or maybe I can set up a time, because I have some time, but I wanted to do it for my 6-week that happens in January.
Got you. So depending on how involved this is, I don't know how much we can get done on the call here.
Right.
Is this the one?
Yes.
Or okay, it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we wanting to do with the countdown timer?
Well, I wanted to count down for December, December 31st would be the deadline for it.
Okay.
And I'm doing a 3-day, which is going to introduce the people to the 6-week. My 3-day is happening November 18th to the 20th. And then, at the end, I'm going to go over, okay, if you want to go further after the holidays, blah, blah, blah. I have my 6-week going, blah, blah, blah. And so I wanted to have that all set up beforehand.
When does the cart close for this?
The cart closes December 31st.
Okay, at what time?
We'll say 12 a.m. I mean 11 p.m.
Right, yeah, we'll do 11
59, is it?
59,
Yeah.
yep, 11:59 p.m. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now here, if we want to change the text color. All right. And is this just a matter of like the formatting and just making it look the way you want it to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is it's a little tricky. So I think in the countdown timing training that I did, see it does do something a little weird if you start from this. Here's my recommendation. When it gets weird and wonky, just do one of these, right?
Oh,
or
I didn't know
yeah.
that was possible.
yeah, it's just
Okay.
in there. And the thing is too, if you want to have it in like 2 separate columns, let's see, actually here, let me just delete this because this one's just it has gotten out of hand, and it happens for me too all the time. I'm going to create 2 columns section, and then over, let me get into elements, content rather. Here we go. And then here we can actually add interactive. Here's our countdown timer, right? So this way you can just, you can play around with this to your heart's content. If it ever gets weird, goes away, whatever, then you can actually introduce these either by going to interactive and then having one take up the entire section, or if you select like a place that's inside of a column under elements, you've got the countdown timer under interactive as well.
Okay. And the other issue I had was putting the testimonials at the bottom. It was hard to, I don't know, I wasn't able to do a picture and all of that. And I think the Canva piece may have been the issue also.
Right. So you're not going, because these are circle cropped. So these are actually Canva frames that I've included here. So in this case, you would want to do what I was demonstrating earlier, which is to just go into Canva and put that frame in place on a square, like a logo. That's the preset in Canva is logo. And so it's a square image. You're going to, you find this circle under elements, frames, and then you drag the photo of the person into it, and then you save that as a transparent background, and then you can go in, and what you want to do, this is content, right? So pictures are content. So click it, and then replace. But just yeah, but you're going to want to upload it.
There.
Yeah, or you're going to use this little one right here just to upload it.
Okay. I think I understand. I think I understand that.
And in each of these cases, again, with the content, you can click this and then change what's here.
Right.
And then if you want to modify the color, because I know that this isn't your color palette, you go to edit the element styles, and that's when you click this, and you can change up that background color to be your green or your purple, etc. And I do have opacity set here as well, which I think would be important to note. If you want more saturation, you might want to, change your text color.
Okay.
All right.
I'll take a stab at it.
Oh, and I know you're going to do great with it.
Thank you.
Sure thing. All right. Got a few more questions here before we get going. Let me see. Can you show how to make that 14 DR menu item as a red? Oh, 14-day reset as a red button. So that's going to be something that we can find in several of the trainings and help articles on the menu. But essentially what you're doing here, and I'm not going to edit Sean's menu here, but what you would do is under your menu, you would choose to have here, this is book a call. the header style, she actually has one here. The header style for this is a button. And so if we were to actually go and view Sean's site, she's doing this as well. So you're creating a menu header, and in the settings, you are giving it a button. Okay, anyone able to help? Yeah, absolutely. So Ilka, if you want to go into your GetOiling dashboard, if you head right over here to the Success Academy, there's a Get Help from a Real Person right here. Obviously, we have these calls on Thursdays at noon. The second half of these calls you can reserve. That's this one right here, apply for help on the weekly work session. Pam also has live group help, and these are small group sessions where you can get a ton done. Really recommend checking that out. Pam is an expert in our system. And if you want to hire our team, it's not just about doing things for you. They'll also do things with you. So there's a lot of different options here, but definitely recommend, I think, either hopping onto a group call or maybe booking for next week for us to work together in the second half of our scheduled Thursday call. Okay, let's see. If I change my default fonts, headline, and body, will it automatically change everything on my website, or do I need to do something? It's a good question. If you have not highly customized how your fonts are showing up, right? Because you actually have a lot of fonts in your system. You're just setting the defaults. And so if your settings, say, on a given page are not set up to reflect your defaults, then they could stay exactly as you've designed them, right? It's just if you have like your default settings on that particular page, it will change, whatever the font is if you change the defaults. I hope that makes sense. I would go ahead and change it, and then just page by page, you're going to want to go double check and make sure that everything is, showing up the way that you want it to. If you've made a lot of custom changes, you might have to do a fair amount of adjusting. All right, Donna says, I have a wellness consult bundle I downloaded in 2023. Is today's one to replace it? Yes, ma'am, it is. Yes, because in December of last year, we did not have calendar booking, and now we do, and you now have a complete system. I think when we did this a year ago, we were talking about connecting your Calendly, which you don't need anymore. So this is updated for 2024. All right. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, asking great questions, and being the reason why we do what we do here. Really appreciate you guys. Let me see. Oh, sorry. When did you use a certain template for that Success Academy page? That is an internal page. So that's something that Greg would have used his magic wands to code up. I can't speak to it. It's not something that's I think that would be like a custom code thing as opposed to a build a page in the system thing. All right, yeah, thank you guys again for being amazing. We'll be back here same time next week where we'll talk about how to use a similar system to this one, but focused on serving your customers. So we're going to talk about our care call systems and integrating your calendars, of course, for that purpose as well. All right, we'll be back same time next week. Till then, have a great week, everybody.